approve na gabi po sa inyo lahat, mga kaibigan. Ako si Elaine Fuentes at inaanyahan ko po kayong samahan nyo kaming muli at tulungan kayo. Sama-sama nating tuklasin ang mga pamamaraan tungo sa mga palatuntunan, proyekto, programa ng gobyerno, maging ng mga pribadong ahensya at organisasyon na sadyang ginawa para sa ating kapakinabangan. Nais din namin na ibahagi ninyo ang inyong reaksyon, suggestion at opinion sa ating email at fan page na naka-flash po ngayon sa inyong mga screens. Makilaog na kaibigan, dahil ito'y programang para sa inyo. Dito walang alinlangan dahil dito ituturo namin ang mga pamamaraan. Ito ang approve. Gawin natin to. Lagi nating naririnig sa radyo, sa telebisyon, nababasa natin sa mga newspapers, marginalized sector. What does it exactly mean? Ito yung sektor ng lipunan natin dahil siguro hindi masyadong malakas yung boses nila, siguro hindi sila masyadong makapangyarihan, o kaya konti ang bilang nila. Pero they are still members of the society. Marginalized dahil hindi sila natatapunan ng dapat na atensyon at hindi na ibibigay sa kanila yung karampatang para sa kanila as members of our society. Ang resulta nito, imbis na nagiging productive members sila ng society, sila yung nagiging liability pa. Merong mga organisasyon, may mga foundation, may mga asosasyon na binuo para i-address ang particular members of the society na tinuturing nating marginalized sector. Ngayong gabi, isang foundation ang ating kasama. Ang kanilang tinututukan ang kapakanan ng ating mga miyembro ng society na tinatawag nating disabled or differently abled. Sila ang ating kasama ngayon. Huwag kayong aalis, magbabalik ang approve.
Marami sa ating mga kababayan na PWDs o person with disabilities ang nawawalan ng pag-asa dahil sa kalagayan nila sa buhay na mas lalo pang pinalala ng kahirapan. Ang Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of Disabled Incorporated ay naglunsad nito ng mga programang makatutugon sa kanilang mga pangangailangan. Ito ay isa sa mga pangunahing lokal na samahan na naging myembro ng Rehabilitation International, pederasyon ng mga organisasyon sa mahigit kumulang 80 bansa sa buong mundo. Ang Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of Disabled Incorporated ay isang organisasyon na binuo noong 1914 at nairehistro ito noong Pebrero 10, 1950. Ito ay isa sa pinakamatagal na naitatag sa Pilipinas na patuloy na naglilingkod sa loob ng 67 years para sa kapakanan ng mga PWDs. Isa sa mga adikain ng programang ito ay ang matulungan ang mga batang may espesyal na pangangailangan at mahikayat ang mga magulang na suportahan ng kanilang mga anak. Ito ay sa pagkakaroon ng tiwala sa sarili at maging produktibong mamamayan ng Pilipinas. Sa ngayon, ang PFRD ay pinangungunahan ni Mr. Manuel V. Agcaoili. Ito ay patuloy na dumadamay at tumutulong sa ating mga kababayang may espesyal na pangangailangan. Alamin natin ang mga ito sa talakayan kasama si Miss Elaine Fuentes dito sa APRUB. Ako si Ellery Husay at APRUB sa amin ang organisasyong ito.
Welcome back mga kaibigan. Ito ang inyong palatuntunang approve. Now, yung topic natin ngayon, for some, and fortunately very few, kapag pinag-usapan tong topic na to, para bang kawalan ng pag-asa, parang liability. Tonight, it's different because we are talking about hope and what we can actually do for our kababayans na belonging dito sa particular sector of society na inaalagaan ng foundation na ito. So, without further ado, let me introduce our guest for tonight, Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled Incorporated in the person of its president, Mr. Manuel V. Agcaoili. Sir, magandang gabi sa'yo.
Magandang gabi po naman sa
Okay,
inyo.
ulitin ko lang yung kanina. Galing ka sa 3 bundok from here.
Dalawa lang?
Dalawa lang, okay. Mataas ba yung bundok? Hindi naman.
Hindi naman ho. Kaya lang, papunta mula doon hanggang dito sa bundok nyo, medyo
mahirap.
mahirap dahil sa, alam mo na naman, ang traffic dito sa atin ngayon.
I know, sir. We're talking about the bundok of Alabang. Okay. Doon pa lang, there is hope already there, okay? We can see that you are utilizing a wheelchair.
Yes.
Galing ka ng 2 mountains from here. So, ibig sabihin doon pa lang, hindi siya imposible. And that's what we're trying to say here.
Yeah.
Okay. The foundation that you're heading is the Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled. Unahin na natin, congratulations. Kayo ang pinaka matagal na, huwag na siya matanda, pinakamatagal na.
Matagal na. 67
NGO.
years old na po ang aming
67
organization. Opo.
Okay, so 67, that means it was born in the 1950s.
Opo.
Okay. 1950s, nandyan yung challenge natin because we just came out, we just survived a war.
Opo.
Okay. All right, sir. Tell me about PFRD.
We are actually engaged in trying to rehabilitate,
Okay.
if we can, motivate,
Okay.
and try to improve the living conditions of persons with disability. We also have to continuously advocate and let the sector be known.
Yes.
Kasi ang problema ho, bihira talaga ang nakakaintindi ng sektor na ito. Meron po 4 na classification. Unang-una po dyan yung orthopedically impaired.
Okay.
Doon po I fall under that.
Okay.
No, yung po may kapansanan sa paa, may kapansanan sa kamay.
What is that called again, sir?
Orthopedically impaired.
Okay.
No? Yung pangalawa po is tinatawag nating visually impaired. Ito po naman ang may kapansanan sa mata.
Yes po.
And then, the hearing impaired. Ito po naman yung may kapansanan sa tenga.
Dinig, yes.
At yung tinatawag nating intellectually challenged.
Yes.
Nandyan po sa intellectually challenged ang autism, Down syndrome, nandyan din po ang cerebral palsy, ADDH, nandyan po ang tinatawag nating slow learner. No? So yun po ang 4 major classification. So ang programa po dapat talaga natin kung meron man tayo, para sa kanila is we have to consider the different classification.
Absolutely. Now, do you have any statistics of how many there are who belong to this particular sector, sir?
Alam ho nyo, 2 po ang lumalabas na statistic. No? Una po ang gobyerno through NSO, sinasabing there are only 1.6 million persons with disability. Pero ang sinasabi po sa atin ng United Nations, World Health Organization, umaabot po sa 12 million.
12?
Apo.
Okay.
Yan po ang kanilang estimate sa mga developing countries.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the NSO, the local figures, no? Kung sasabihin natin 1 point something?
6 million.
1.6. So, that's not even 1% of the total population of the Philippines kasi 1.3, 1.4 na tayo. I'm sorry, 104 na tayo and counting. Pero yung sa World Health, how much again?
Kaya mga 10% of population,
10%.
anywhere between 10 to 12%
Okay.
of population on the developing country.
All right. Okay. Let's do the World Health Organization figure. Kasi mas magandang sumobra kaysa magkulang tayo sa mga facilities at kahandaan, di ba, sir? Okay. Doon sa 12 million na yon na figures ng World Health Organization, yung 4 na yon ang kinaklasify natin, belonging doon yun. Okay. Doon lang muna tayo sa orthopedically impaired. Sa mga kalsada pa lang natin, although there is a law already in place and in effect, kulang pa rin.
Opo, yan po yung tinatawag nilang BP 344,
Yes,
accessibility. Ang naging problema po natin dyan, unang-una is it is purely centered on structural.
Right.
Okay? Pero sa ngayon po, dapat considered na rin accessibility, pati na yung mga ATM machine natin,
Right.
pati na po ang computer, accessible sa mga bulag. Kasi meron na po yung software, na tinatawag nilang screen reader. At accessible din po sa mga may kapansanan sa tenga. No? So, lahat po ngayon, dapat magkaroon tayo ng revisit the law and probably amend it. And that's what majority of the sector ang ginagawa nila talaga is hingiin sa ating Kongreso na i-modify na yung law o magkaroon ng amendment on the law.
Right. I mentioned the orthopedically impaired because even for that particular sector, no,
Apa.
of the four, hindi nga tayo successful. Kasi you mentioned also for the visually impaired, for the hearing impaired, mas komplikado pa doon sa intellectually challenged. Doon pa lang sa access ramps lang yan, kung tutuusin, structural is the easiest to comply with. Some of them you just have to modify, and for the buildings that are being built, kasama na yan doon sa building code access for those who can't. Now, why are we mentioning this when the foundation that we have today is for the rehabilitation of the disabled? It is because ito yung tangible na nakikita natin how the government is trying to cope with the needs of the disabled. Now, rehabilitation, that's a whole other bagong ano, parang bagong galaxy yun ibang
Apo.
galaxy yun. Okay. Now, you are a non-stock non-profit.
Apo.
Okay, and for an NGO to exist ng ganito katagal, 67 years old, di ba? Na-surpass na, kumbaga sa dual citizen na ang NGO.
Apo.
Okay. What are you doing? Saan galing yung mga funds ninyo? How are you running
Well, we
the
have to do
organization?
fundraising.
Okay.
No? And we have 4 major projects. Ito po yung tinatawag nating mobile special education seminar. No? We conduct that. We started with it in I think it's 94.
Okay.
And we have done about 42 seminar. Live-in po ito.
Okay.
Tinetrain namin dito yung mga teacher ng DepEd
Okay.
on special education.
Yes.
No? Then we have what we call the coping. Ito po naman para sa mga magulang ng may kapansanan, lalo na po yung mga na mahihirap. Kasi sometimes hindi nila naiintindihan kung bakit gano'n ang behavior ng kanilang anak na may
Mahal sa
kapansanan.
buhay. Yes, yes.
So, ito po magandang puntahan nyo sapagkat kadalasan po pagka kami nagsaseminar nito, alas 10 pa lang ho, nag-iiyakan na yung mga magulang, no? Nare-realize nila na hindi dapat nila sinasaktan ng bata at intindihin at mahalin. Meron po naman kaming isa pa, yung ating Mabini Awards, no? Na dito rin-recognize natin yung mga institution, tao na tumutulong sa sektor. Meron po yung classification, one classification that we consider, no? One of the major is yung accessibility, friendly, accessible facilities. Diyan po, binabase po namin ang kanilang compliance sa BP 344.
Okay.
Na ang ramp nila is tama at pwedeng accessible sa naka-wheelchair. Nandyan din po yung aming local government institution dahil po yung ating Republic Act 1070, dapat lahat ng municipality, city, at provincial, dapat po meron silang Office of Persons with Disability.
Okay.
So, itinatakil po yan doon. Ngayon, yun po mga ibang awards na ibinibigay namin is para lang ma-recognize yung mga taong tumutulong sa sektor.
Okay.
Whether he is disabled or able na tumutulong at nare-recognize niya ang mga dapat gawin natin para sa mga may kapansanan.
Okay.
So, yung pong major program namin yan na aming ini-institute. Ang aming pa pong isang programa is yung tumulong na maipasa ang mga batas para sa may kapansanan.
Okay. Now, of course, you mentioned, no, it rang a bell automatically, yung inyong Mabini Awards. Of course, it's named after the sublime paralytic. Ang sinasabing utak ng Katipunan, of course, Apolinario Mabini. And I think it's very poignant na i-name sa kanya kasi siya yung isa sa mga celebrities natin na maituturing na despite and in spite of, or maybe even because of the way he was, he performed a particular specialized part in our history. So doon pa lang parang may hope na kaagad eh. It doesn't matter if you are classified as disabled, hindi ibig sabihin nun tapos na ang lahat. For you and for your loved ones. Okay. Now sir, how is PFRD run? Paano ito? How do you choose your president? Is there a board?
Well, we have a board that elects the officers by people who are affiliated with us. No? Kagaya po sa board namin, meron po tayong member ng board na naging presidente ng Down syndrome.
Okay.
Meron po tayong member ng board na blind.
Okay.
So yung po sa Down syndrome, blind, and then meron po tayong member ng board na kagaya ko, may kapansanan, orthopedically impaired. Ako po rin ay presidente ng tahanang walang hagdanan.
Ah, really, sir? Okay.
Tapos meron po tayong member ng board doon na nanggagaling sa iba-ibang segment ng sektor. At meron po tayong mga member ng board na nanggagaling naman sa mga political
Okay.
group, no?
So yung mga stakeholders ay represented sa board?
More or less po sa aming board. Kasi meron po kami isang member ng board doon na siya po ang presidente ng organisasyon na tinatawag nilang deaf-blind.
Okay.
Yung pong bata na may kapansanan na sa mata, hindi pa rin nakakarinig. So, multiple disability.
Okay. So how is it the board na pumipili doon sa presidente? Ini-elect ba
Apo,
yan?
yung board po ang pumipili.
And how do we choose the board naman?
The boards are recommended by members of the sectors, no?
Okay.
To
Parang to represent
Apo,
them.
to represent. So that's why we have representative from different sectors, no?
Okay. Now, sir, ang nagiging sa researches tsaka by experience ngayon, nakikita natin is ang pinaka-successful mga organizations, mga NGOs are those who have partnered with enlightened members of the private sector.
Correct.
Ganito din ba kayo, sir?
Opo.
Okay. So may mga friendships tayo dyan.
I hope. Marami po.
May mga barkada tayo
Opo.
dyan. Okay.
Kasi meron pong member tayo ng board na ex-senator ng asawa niya na malapit talaga ang puso niya sa may kapansanan. Meron din po tayong member ng board na ang kanyang kabiyak senador na malapit din at ang kanyang puso sa may kapansanan. Kasi po, para magtrabaho sa ganitong organisasyon, isa po ang ating nakikita sa mga nagtatrabaho sa amin. Puso po. Puso sila.
That's it, ano? Yun yung sentro talaga.
It helps a great deal kasi they are basically motivated by their own feelings for the sector.
Right, and that can be the strongest
Opo.
motivator. Okay, now, yung mga kababayan natin na mga disabled, there are several ways that you can belong to the sector. One is inborn, of course. And then another one is an accident. And then another one is due to an illness, an after effect of illness. Okay. If you don't mind, sir, how did you become...
I had polio when I was 2 years old.
Wow. Okay.
So that was 75 years ago.
Okay, so all your life?
All throughout almost my life. No?
Okay.
Kasi at 77,
You're 77 na?
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir.
75 years na kung may kapansanan. No?
Right.
Ang tanong nga sa akin is, bakit merong mga may kapansanan na magmumukbok na lang, no? Hindi nag-ano. Sabi ko, it's all a question of choice and what you really want to do with your life. No? Remembering one thing, that faith, no? That disability is an act of faith. Handicap is a frame of mind.
Right.
So,
I like that. Oo, ang lalim nun. Ulitin mo nga yun, sir, kasi totoo yun, a handicap is a frame of mind. You are not handicapped if you don't believe you are.
Yes.
Yung isa?
faith.
Faith.
It's an accident of fate, or
Right.
you can become disabled because of fate. That's your fate in life. No?
Right.
So, nasa sayo na yun how you want to have what you want to do with your life, no? If we look at even the Bible, as I was mentioning to some staff member here, Job, as you sow,
Yeah.
so you shall reap. Hindi po ba? So, ganon din sa buhay natin eh. Kung ano ang itinanim natin sa ating utak, yun ang ating aanihin eh. Kung negative ang ilinagay mo sa utak mo, negative ang aanihin mo. Hindi naman po pwedeng umani ka ng iba pa, no? Kapareho rin yan, nagtanim ka ng santol, hindi naman na-expect mo na
Mansana siya.
magiging mangga. Hindi
Right.
So, depende na lang talaga sa choice yan.
So, for you, you were a polio victim when you were 2 years old. And instead of dwelling on the negative side, here you are at 77 years old, 2 bundok mula dito sa EBC, and you are here because you decided to speak for and on behalf of the disabled people. And that's a positive thing in itself already, don't you think? Diba? Oo. Okay. Very interesting since ipinanganak itong organisasyon na ito right after or just when we are rebuilding from the ravages of war. And here is a guy, 77 years old, who probably, yung iba na 77 years, gusto niya nandun na lang sa bahay, kalaro na lang mga apo, nagbabasa na lang ng dyaryo every morning, no? Pagka ganitong umuulan pa naman ngayon, siguro nagsisip na lang ng tsokolate, o kaya mainit na tsaa. But he's here, talking about Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled because he is the president. Now, sir, there are international organizations that are like-minded.
There are a lot of national organizations. There is a Federation of Persons with Disability, mga organisasyon, yung po yung tinatawag nilang alyansa ng may kapansanang Pinoy. I understand we have about 456 affiliated organization all throughout the country. Ang membership daw is running to anywhere between 50 to 60,000.
Right. And these are like hindi lang mga disabled,
Lahat
kundi
po ng klaseng disability.
okay. And also do they welcome also yung mga kamag-anak?
Mostly ang halimbawa ho, in the case of Autism Society of the Philippines, no. Ang mga miyembro po niyan, mga magulang.
Right.
Kasi hindi naman po
Unable
pwede.
naman yun. Right.
Ganon din po yung mga member ng Down syndrome, magulang po. So, kaya kadalasan po, kahit na orthopedic, bingi, or blind, or intellectually challenged, active po yung mga magulang.
Right. Okay.
Active sila para sa kanilang anak.
Okay.
So, yun po ang importante na dapat ating alalahanin na ang magulang is very dalawahulang kasing tao sa isang may kapansanan ang very important yung ina at yung teacher.
Okay. Wow.
Kasi ho yung teacher, he spends a lot of time with the teacher in school. At yung ina naman, yes, spend also a lot of time. So they look up to these two persons.
Essential yung roles nila.
Very important to ang role niyan.
Right.
That's why we conduct special training on special education, emphasizing the role of the teacher to a child with disability.
Okay. Na mga kaibigan, in other countries probably, napapanood nyo no kasama sa movies, pagka mayroong, if there's talk about disability, specifically yung mga intellectually challenged, we can hear about support groups, pati yung education, extensive and intensive education doon sa mga kaanak. Because ito yung first unit of our society. A child is born into a family at ang unang niyang nakikita na susuporta sa kanya, mag-nurture sa kanya, ay ang kanyang mga magulang, particularly as you said, the mother who carries the baby for 9 months. And then after that, yung teacher kasi about 1/3 minimum ng isang buong maghapon ng isang bata ay nasa eskwelahan, ang kasama ay teacher. Now, we have to find out paano natin to ikinasa how we can, ang tawag dito, how we can sign them on. First, yung mga pamilya, pagkatapos yung teacher, pagkatapos yung community, and then other specialized people para makatulong dito. Pero sir, bibitin ko muna yan, ha. Hihinga muna tayo ng konti because we are going to take a short break. APRUB will be right back. We're back. Muli, magandang gabi sa inyo mga kaibigan. Ang ating pong guest ngayon ay si, how do I call you kaya? Tito Noli?
Yes.
O,
quite
Tito
often.
Noli na lang. Sige, si Mr. Manuel V. Agcaoili, alias Tito Noli, ang presidente ng Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled. Going on ba or 67 years na?
67
Going on
last
68.
February, I think.
Last February. So, next year, we're going for 68. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. Tapos si Sir ay, anong tawag doon ng lola ko? Doble palakol. 77?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we were talking off camera of the life that you've led. We already established na ikaw ay tinamaan ng polio when you were 2 years old.
Correct.
So, hindi ka pa nga halos nakapagsasalita ng diretsong kumpletong sentence. Na polio ka na. So, you've kumbaga parang, that's what you've known. That's all you've known. But, you lived a very full life, sir. Hindi nga full life eh. Sobra-sobra, tubo-tubo na. Oh, because you have 6 kids, you have 12 grandchildren. All of them are living their lives fully, and you and your wife are here, living
Yes.
your lives also.
Yes.
Okay, and you served several multinational companies.
Yes.
You even founded your own business. And in the middle of all this was that you were stricken with polio when you were 2 years old. So it's not a hindrance.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think that makes you perfect for the role that you are playing, which brings you here, which is president of this foundation. Okay. Now, kanina, before we went on a break, ang pinag-usapan natin dito is, when we talk about kasi of rehabilitation, it seems a simple word, pero the task that comes along with it is not simple at all.
Yes.
Okay.
Because quite often, you have to deal with attitudinal issues. No?
Right. And mindsets.
And mindset, kung ano ang gustong mangyari ng taong may kapansanan sa buhay niya. No?
Right.
Because he's the only one who can make a choice.
Right.
He cannot you cannot impose your will on them. No? They have to do it themselves.
Right. I like what you said sa first portion of the program, which is, it's a choice. It really is, no? Parang hindi kasi influensyahan ako nun, sinulsulan ako nun kasi ganito umulan, mainit ang ulo ko. But when you really think about it, it is really your choice.
A choice.
Okay. Now, speaking of choices, sometimes, yung mga kababayan natin, they make the wrong choice because they were not educated that there are other choices.
Well, the problem we have actually is when you go by situation we're in, there is an estimate of approximately about 2.2 million children and young adults who should be in school. But when you look at the statistics of DepEd, there are only 140,000 in school.
Wow. Ang laki ng discrepancies.
Malaki, oo. And part of the program of the Department of Education is to increase the number. But there are a lot of imponderable problems that they have to solve. No? Kagaya halimbawa, pag ang bata is orthopedically impaired, nangangailangan siya ng assistive device. Una na yung wheelchair, or crutches, or walker, whatever it is that he would need. Kasi hindi naman po pwedeng kinakarga ng magulang sa eskwela araw-araw. No?
Yes, yes.
The same thing with other type of disability. No? That's why special education is necessary because we have to work on a different way to educate some type of disability. Hindi naman po pwedeng pare-pareho. You have to make adjustment in terms of halimbawa yung mga bulag, you have to provide also a certain type of software in a sense na tuturuan mo sila using
An assistive device nga, like you said.
yun nga, kaya nga computer is now or technology. Kung meron na tayong screen reader na ginagamit ng mga may kapansanan sa mata, no? And then of course we have to teach them to read Braille,
Right.
which is by their hands, no?
And you
And-
have to have teachers who can teach that.
Yes. But the Department of Education has sufficient number of the teachers that could teach, no? But the biggest difficulty is still the budget. Kasi alam mo naman, marami tayong kasama or karamihan ng may kapansanan nang gagaling sa mahirap. So, kahit na libre ang ating binibigay na edukasyon sa elementary at sa high school, kailangan pa rin nilang magkaroon ng pamasahe, magkaroon ng baon, magkaroon ng uniforme, magkaroon ng school supply. Now, to a poor family, it runs to a substantial amount of money that they cannot probably afford. No? So, here is where government should come in and help. And then we have a problem also with attitude. Karamihan kasi ng may kapansanan sa probinsya ang anak, itinatago nila eh. Nahihiya silang paalam na meron silang anak na may kapansanan. We have to change that mindset, no? Na kailangan ang isang tao para maging productive member of society, whether you're abled or disabled, kailangan ng edukasyon. Kung wala kang edukasyon, ang hirap. So, yun na ngang walang kapansanan, na walang edukasyon, hirap na humanap ng trabaho. Yun pa kayang may kapansanan. No?
Correct.
And then, of course, we have the environmental things that we have to change, accessibility, making transportation for the disabled, no? Friendly enough to be able to go from one place to another. Eh, ganun din yan sa pagpunta sa classes o edukasyon. No? Kailangan yung tao makakapunta sa eskwela.
Right. We have to make that available.
Well, the Department of Education has been quite active in the last years, no, making their schools accessible. Kasi when we're talking of accessible, iniisip lang natin rampe. Hindi, kasi kailangan mo rin maging accessible yung toilet,
It's true.
no? Kasi
Yung mga elevators, I'm so happy to be in some buildings na yung pindutan sa elevator, they have made it accessible not just for the orthopedically impaired, but also they have the braille. And then they have talking elevators also. So you know which floor you arrived at. No? Dito sa atin, talking yung elevator natin dito. Okay. Pero kulang pa rin yun.
well, kung yung mga developed countries, kulang pa rin ang serbisyo sa may mga kapansanan, eh siguro naman tayong developing, marami pa rin kakulangan na kailangan nating address. No?
Right.
So, kailangan nating tingnan ng mga batas.
You know, I'd like to intervene, sir, kasi that's true, no? Sadly enough, ang dami nating mga problema dito sa ating bansa. And for the longest time, this particular sector of society has been marginalized. Kumbaga, nauuna yung mga pangangailangan na iba, nakakalimutan ito, o kaya nandun sa bottom rung ng priorities natin. And that's why I think foundation like the one you had right now is very, very important. Kasi when you band together and there are able bodied people like you intellectually, and then you can connect, you give a voice to this marginalized portion. Imagine kung walang mga nagsasalita for our disabled countrymen. Eh baka kahit yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon na konti-konti, wala. Okay.
Kasi in the past, right after the war, Kadalasan kasi ang trato natin sa mga may kapansanan nagiging mendicant situation.
Right, that's true.
And this is what we should not encourage. We have to encourage them to study and to become productive member of society. Hindi madali yang gawin. Marami kasi dapat napuntahan ang ating gobyerno para gawin yan. No? But we have had so many improvements in the last decade or two, no?
Excuse me.
Lalo na sa batas.
Yes.
Marami na tayong batas ngayon. Meron tayong Republic Act 10633 na mandating COMELEC to come up with accessible precinct. No?
Yes.
Meron na tayong batas na recognizing, this is Republic Act 10699, recognizing persons with disability as national athletes kasi nagpa-participate tayo sa Paralympic, eh, no? And they enjoy almost the same privileges that the able are getting as far as that is concerned, no? And then meron na tayong Republic Act 10754, no? Yun yung walang purchases ng may kapansanan, wala ng value-added tax,
Right.
at may discount pang 20%.
Right.
So, marami ng nagagawa ang gobyerno
Right.
na tulong para sa may kapansanan. But hindi nga lang talaga natin kaya na ibigay lahat, no? Dahan-dahan, kumbaga sa ano.
Right.
Eh,
But this
kaya
is
nga.
more than what we had 10, 20 years ago, and even with
Correct.
equal opportunity.
But many of our constituents are very impatient, so we just have to be also patient with them.
And that is another choice.
So that is
Okay, kanina sir, we talked about figures, no? Sabi ng National Statistics Office 1.4, 1.6, or pero sa World Health Organization is about 12 million. So I'd like to emphasize lang that this 12 million, if we do not attend to their special needs and if we do not take care of them, that's 12 million as of the moment that we will have to take care of for the rest of their lives. And if we are the ones taking care of them for the rest of our lives, it means 1/2 or 2/3 of our lives are spent taking care of them, which makes us even less productive. So imagine niyo, do the math. 12 million na hindi na nga productive kasi hindi natin sila niasikaso, hindi natin sila na-push sa kanilang full potential as productive members of the society. Tapos yung tayo, na we have no choice but to take care of them. Imbis na nakabuhos tayo being productive talaga, contributing to the society, we are somehow held back because of we had to attend to them because they are unable to take care of themselves. Now, Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled is doing what it can para yung 12 million na yun, sabihin na lang natin 1 million lang mabawas doon. That's 1 million less na not only did they not become liabilities anymore, but as a matter of fact, they become productive members of, that's 1 million. Sa botohan, it can spell the difference between who becomes president and who, cries in one corner.
Correct.
So, malaki yung 1 million na yun. Okay. Now, there are programs that are in place na ginagawa ng PFRD. Nakakatuwang isipin kasi if you want to see hope, if you want to see persistence, if you want to see resilience, you should go to these activities. Magkakaroon ka ng pag-asa even if you are able-bodied. Makikita mo how they can do what you can do. Sometimes do it even better. O, diba? May challenge doon. When we come back, na ating pag-uusapan, huwag kayong aalis. Before we took a break, I was telling other able-bodied people like me, because I have had the fortune of interacting with some of our disabled members of society, and siguro ang pwede kong sabihin sa inyo, at the least they have inspired me, not just for the day, but they have inspired me to look at my life differently. And they have given me strength. Because, you know, sometimes, hirap-hirap naman ito, init-init. And then you look at them and you say, what's your right complaining? You know, they take away your desire to complain. Okay. So, activities for the disabled.
One of the things I think that I should tell you is quite often, sinasabi nila there is a lot of discrimination. And when you really look at it, there are studies that they have done. Ang problema kasi is not really discrimination from the able sector,
Okay.
but a situation where they do not know how to relate
Okay.
to the person who is disabled.
So, medyo awkward sila. ganun.
Awkward sila. Hindi nila alam, baka mamaya may sabihin sila, ma-offend, no?
Right.
So, hindi talaga discrimination yon. So, this is an issue that I feel there are discrimination. I'm not going to deny that. But it's not totally, no? Kasi quite often, ang nagiging problema, yun nga, akala nila discriminated sila.
So, especially here, sir, no, sa Pilipinas. We are naturally loving, eh.
Hindi dapat din tingnan na gano'n eh. Kasi ang problema na talaga natin is hindi nagkakaintindihan, hindi nila alam how to relate. And this is quite sometimes what I am faced with, no? Nahihirapang mag-relate because akala nila baka ma-offend ako pag may sinabi sila. So, nahihirapan silang
to reach out.
To reach out or be able to.
Oo nga, sir. Parang that sounds familiar kasi hindi alam nung able-bodied how sensitive the person is dun sa kanyang kalagayan. And there have been instances before na, kasi di ba meron tinatawag na racism kapag race pinag-uusapan, but meron namang reversed racism na mas nagre-react yung supposedly ay marginalized sector. Meron pagka sinasabi na, sige po, mauna na po kayo, magagalit pa. Ano, mauna ka na? May ganun pa, sir. So, it boils down to communication.
Yes.
Okay.
In many ways, no? But again, sa akin yun. Now, going back to your question, I think the question is...
activities.
Activities. Well, we have to continuously advocate for awareness. That's why we have the Mabini Awards. And then, we are going to have on June what we call Freedom Walk.
Okay.
Where all the type of disability will be walking. This is sponsored by the city government of Quezon City.
Okay.
And yan kasing Freedom Walk na yan, it went from one municipality or city. This creates awareness and a better understanding of the sector. So there are activities that really, for instance, in the case of Mabini Awards, yung aming friendly establishment, you'll be surprised how many are nominated to be graded really as accessible. So, nagkakaroon na ng awareness na kailangan yung facilities nila gawin. They are mostly disabled friendly now.
Right.
No? So, activities that we go into are to highlight the needs. Now, we have been talking with the Department of Transportation, and they are quite receptive to asking the different bus companies to make their buses accessible para makatravel naman yung mga wheelchair. But again, this is a major undertaking.
Yes.
So you cannot have all of the buses accessible friendly because it needs quite a lot of investment. Right. So DOTC's program is unahin natin muna 10% ng buses nila maging accessible.
Okay, for each
kasi that is
bus
10%.
company.
Okay. For each one who holds a franchise.
Okay.
Which I think is a realistic way of doing it kasi it costs a lot of money to make the bus accessible.
Dapat pag nag-project tayo, yung feasible talaga.
So, but may kulatilya sila ron na, okay, 10% muna, Pero lahat ng bagong bus na ipapasok mo, kailangan
Meron na.
meron na.
Okay.
So this way, it becomes realistic. And eventually, all through the years,
Right.
magiging accessible na lahat ng buses. No?
Okay.
However, many of my constituents in the sector are not quite happy with this. They want an immediate, hindi naman po pwede immediate because it requires so much resources and we're not really a fully developed nation.
Right, right.
So what I'm saying is, kung meron man tayong activity na hihingin sa gobyerno, dapat doable. Kasi if we ask for something that the government will not be able to do, and it's impossible for them to comply,
Right.
hindi rin ma-address yung ating concern.
Right. We're just throwing dreams out there, no? Nananaginip lang tayo lagi. But if we give them something that they can actually put into action, the percentage na gagawin nila yon is mas malaki. Batting average is bigger. Okay. Now, accessibility and dun sa mga buses. My concern also is special concern for me because I'm a mom. I think yung statistics, ng NSO is such. Kasi, how do you really register if you're a mom or a dad na your child is intellectually challenged? You really don't. And you're talking about stigma kanina, no? Kinakahiya. Yung intellectually challenged, nandyan din yung talagang pinakamalaking challenge din. Because yan yung, there are so many names that they have been called, no, that are so hurtful and so destructive. Kahit yung mga magulang, itinatago nga, ipepresent yung, halimbawa, 3 ang anak, yung isa ay intellectually challenged, yung 2 na ipepresent, parang wala yung isa, tapos pag dumating dyan, alam mo, mataas lang ng konti ang trato dun sa pet na dog, parang gano'n, no? What can we do para sa awareness din ng...
Well, let's take, for instance, what had happened with the Autism Society of the Philippines. They started small.
Yes.
Now they have almost about 80 chapters all throughout. No?
Yeah.
And a total membership of anywhere between 40 to 50,000. And thus, these people, their activities contribute a great deal to awareness.
Right.
Ganon din sa Down syndrome. Nung una, walang organisasyon doon sa mga ADDH. Ngayon, meron na. And they're also beginning to let people be aware of this type of disability. And they're, knowing them, we start to be able to address them. Kasi nga, kung hindi natin alam, hindi naman natin masusolusyonan. No?
Right.
So, I'm happy that many of these organizations are becoming more and more active and encouraging people to advocate for their cause.
And they have the right kind of knowledge too.
If you will notice the activities of the Autism Society of the Philippines, it's been quite, meron na silang mga walk.
Right. It has been very aggressive, but the good kind of aggressive. And I think you are right, sir, na nagkakaroon na ng epekto kasi dati, yung SPED, kukunti lang yan. You have to travel far and wide para lang ma-enroll mo yung anak mo na may special intellectual needs sa SPED. Tapos, dati pa may discrimination kasi 2 yung SPED. Yung isa SPED sa advanced learner, tapos yung isang SPED is yung sa mga intellectually challenged nga. Pagka doon ka sa intellectually challenged, para bang kalata ka ng society, parang wala ka na. Pero now, it's not like that at all. Special schools are sprouting all over. Tapos ina-assist naman ito ng ating DepEd.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, DepEd has over 400 SPED centers all throughout the country now. And they're trying to really work with us, or we're trying to work with them to come up with a bill on inclusive education so that they can improve the educations of persons with disability. Very receptive naman sila. And we hope that this continues because it can help a great deal the sector.
Right. We can even see advertisements of parents and then of children, teacher, I'm sorry, na sinasabi nila this is what we did, and we love them just the same, together with the other children, and then the other children love their sibling, just like this, because they are people, they just have special needs. Okay, sir, I wish we had more time because I can talk about this with you for long periods of time, because there's so much emotion attached to this, but the emotion is used by PFRD to move mountains. It's not just emotion na bulkan lang yan sumabog o tapos na walang nangyari, but this force is being used to do something for our disabled people. Now, like I said, I wish we had more time, but we don't. So I'm going to give you about a minute to address our audience for your advocacy and for their, yung sinasabi natin na pakikialam, na mabuting pakikialam.
Ako nga, ang message ko, I'd like to direct this more to the people in the sector. No? As I mentioned to you, disability is an act of faith. Handicap is a frame of mind. So, doon sa mga kasama ko sa sektor, isipin na lang natin ang ating sarili, and let's make the right choice. Not to be negative but positive about the issue of disability. Maraming salamat po.
Very short but punong-puno. Faith, disability is an act of faith, F-A-T-E. But handicap is a frame of mind. Okay, and your frame of mind is yours and yours alone. Okay, kasi pagka nagkaroon ka na ng tamang isip, you are given the right to choose. Okay, so don't choose to think that you are handicapped. Kasi I'd like to add to that, there are able-bodied people who are handicapped because they think they are handicapped. Okay? And let that remain, and think about that, mga kaibigan, yung mga magulang ng mga kababayan natin, yung mga kamag-anak, and even the societies. I think you will learn a lot from the Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled. And this gentleman right here is a very pleasant conversationalist. Hindi siya nagle-lecture. Kasi ayoko nung nile-lecturean ka, di ba? Parang natok na ako. Pero pagka-conversation siya, we can go on and on and on. So thank you very much, sir, for gracing the show. And more power to you, and I'll see you on your 78th year. Di ba? 78 year nyo, 68 year naman ng foundation. So, book mo na si sir, ha? Advance booking. Okay? Celebrity na si sir, eh. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Mga kaibigan, ang ating po nakasama si Mr. Manuel V. Agcaoili, ang presidente po ng Philippine Foundation for the Rehabilitation of the Disabled Incorporated. Ito na po ang kanilang contact details, ang kanilang website, lahat ng pwede niyong kontakin sa kanila should you have any inquiry. Ready na po inyong ballpen at papel. Magbabalik pa rin ang APRUB.
From Puerto Princesa Bureau. You are watching Net 25. We are one with 25.
Eagle News International Edition, Monday to Friday, 9 to 10 p.m.
Now you know that there is no excuse. We can do something. Kung yun nga mga kababayan natin na may extra challenge because of how they are, because of the disabilities that they possess, whether be it brought about dahil sa pinanganak sila ng ganon or dahil sa ito'y dinala sa kanila ng kanilang buhay. Sabi nga ni Sir, ni Tito Noli, handicap is a frame of mind. So, ibig sabihin, you have a choice. At ikaw, kaibigan, inaanyayahan ka namin na makilahok na mabuting pakikilahok. There is something that you can do. Kasi sa ating community, siguro napaka-imposibleng sabihin na wala tayong kakilala isa o dalawa na member dito sa marginalized sector na ito. And us, being able-bodied, we can do something. Yung makialam lang tayo, paano pakikialam? Simple campaign for awareness ay malaki po ang maidudulot sa ating kabuuang development ng ating komunidad. Wala na tayong oras, mga kaibigan. Approve na isang oras, kasama kayo. Tandaan, ito ay programang para sa inyo. Tuwing Martes ng alas 8 ng gabi, kami po ay inyong makakasama at your service. Ako po si Elaine Fuentes at ito ang Approve. Gawin natin to.